Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Good morning. My name is Talia. I am giving you a quick call because in the state of Ohio, the government has recently introduced final expense plans at a highly subsidized rate that you may qualify for.
Okay.
May I know your age, please?
Yeah, I'm 23.
Sorry, you don't seem to qualify for the benefit plans I have. Have a good day.
F*** you. You ever seen Tom Green when he does that?
I haven't seen Tom Green in a long time.
He asks this guy a question and he's like, so do you come here often? And the guy's like, no. He's like, he just does this annoying face, like in your face laugh. I'm like, man, I've done that before.
You sure have. Done it all.
So here we are today, and we're going over all this stuff to kind of make sure that we're ready for next week before the rehearsals, before the shows.
That's right.
And what we're going to... let's introduce what's going... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're doing great.
If you want to do your intro, go ahead.
Yeah,
On Facebook and stuff, do this.
It's just a loose one for Facebook.
For Facebook.
For Facebook, we'll do that. Yeah. So we're gonna go over the set together. A little. It's like the preseason in basketball before we get together. You know,
we meet down in Miami.
Right. Yeah.
Little couple bars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Get souped up and ready. You know.
Gonna get one of Jim's new basses strung up and set up here. This is one of the Elfson concert series, right? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
All right. And so for the show, you're going with
my main,
the silver one and the black one. Cool. That's going to be your main?
That's going to be my main.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So you brought over some blue steels. You've probably had these. We've probably had these since, I'm going to guess,
2008.
Yeah, exactly.
7.
I know. I still have a bunch of packs of them too, but the problem is, the higher strings, like the E string and like the B string and stuff, they've oxidized over time. So they're just covered in like corrosion and shit like that.
Oh, if you don't take them off?
Yep.
Or are you talking about these?
Still in the pack, so yeah.
No, these are pretty good, right?
We'll see. We're going to find out.
Dude.
Yeah, typically, and the fact that it was still sealed and that shrink wrap hopefully helps.
Yeah. You know, I keep them in a refrigerator.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. That's stupid. I keep them in my toolbox.
Let's look at your smallest one here, the 45.
No, I think they're pretty good. Good feel. Smell good?
It smells like nickel. Nickel. Okay. So, this is a 5-string? No.
Yeah, so the 5th string one just...
so what do you want to use?
45 to 120.
45 to 105?
Or, I'm sorry. Yeah.
45 to 105?
Because that's a 145, right?
This is a 128, yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what?
Do you want to save this?
Yes. Yeah, just leave it here. Give it to some kid that comes over. One of your son's friends.
Okay. Here, you want this?
You want this? What is it? Yeah, it's a 128. Actually, if you ever got like a welding, I think you could maybe use that as like a flux core.
Oh,
you know
I'm
what
not familiar with that. You have a welding background, don't you?
I do, but if you, I mean, I think that's nickel, right? It is nickel.
Well, these might not be nickel. Let's see.
Nickel plated.
Yeah, blue steel. The ones that are nickel actually say nickel on them, so I don't know what this is.
Well,
maybe I don't know.
I mean, you could break them down somehow.
Did you go? Is that what you went to Polaris for?
I went to Polaris for welding.
For welding?
Yeah. And it was all right. I liked to weld. It was fun, but doing it as a job was not fun. I didn't like that.
You actually?
I did. I had a job for like, I don't know, man, 7, 8 months maybe.
Yeah, you don't seem like the type of guy like
working in a shop,
forging around all that hot shit all the time, and with the big protective gear and stuff. I just picture a welder, you know, like.
It was awesome because I was a kid and the older guys there, they all we messed around, you know, like there was this guy Harvey, nice guy. I used to have to go get the juice from him to cool off the welds, and he's like, go get Harvey Wallbanger, which is a drink, you know. He's like, it was this pink juice, and I used to have to go over to him, and they used to tell me, oh, go fuck with him a little bit, you know, go say something. I'm like, and then I go say something, like, you know, he'd laugh, and he's like, don't get those guys to do that stupid shit, you know. And then we used to I was new to that kind of world, and the one guy goes, hey, go ask Julio, was a Puerto Rican dude. He goes, go ask him for the left-handed sledgehammer. He's like, because I'm left-handed. I'm like, oh, okay. So I go over to do, I'm like, hey, man. And Julio was, you know, he spoke English, but it was broken English. And I go, hey, do you got the left-handed sledgehammer? He's like, you fucking with me? I go, no. He goes, Dan. I said, the guy Dan needed it, and he goes like this. He goes, he's fucking with you. I'm like, oh. He's like, it's left-handed sledgehammer.
Right.
I go, oh, like blinker fluid. He's like, yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
Dude. The best was I've used this. I used this over the years on a bunch of people. People would come up on the bus. We'd be hanging out at the end of the night, and they'd be like, well, where's the bathroom? And I'd be like, oh. Take the stairs down. It's in the basement, and they'd be like, "All right," and they just start walking back as if there's a basement to a bus.
Yeah. I mean, it's just simple stuff to mess. Like when you're young, like you just, I was right out of high school, and I'm working with these older guys, and they're just like, they try all those tricks on you. So it's fun. It was a fun time. But the guy screwed me over. It was kind of weird. I mean, this is what we're supposed to be talking about, right?
We could talk about whatever.
Yeah. So I'll never forget. And this is the reason why I quit. And it was like the only time I ever quit a job. And technically quit, but when I walked out, I was like, "F this, I'm done." Anyways, he said, "Yeah, I'll get you, health insurance." Because back in the day, when I was a kid, 19 years old, you had to get health insurance if you weren't going to college. Now it's like 26, you have that extended whatever, as a kid. But back then it was 19 and I had to go get health insurance. So I'm like, yeah, he's like, yeah, as long as you're here for 90 days straight, you get health insurance. You got to be here and it's a probation period. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So he's like, yeah, take Friday off. Everyone's taking Friday off this weekend and, you guys can have the Friday off and, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So the 90 days is up and I'm looking at my paycheck and I'm like, hey, health insurance supposed to come out this week? He's like, no, man. He goes, remember that weekend you took off? He's like, you had to start over from there, the 3-month period. I go, you gave me the weekend off. Yeah. He's like, well, it's just, it's how we do. I'm like, all right. And I quit. I was like, F this. And then,
oh, he was serious?
Yeah, dude, he screwed me over. But the best was I thought I saw him at my parents' pizza shop, and I was like, God, it's him. I'm like, so I'm looking, I'm like, watch. I'm like, if that's him, dude, I'm like, I'll take care of his order. Yeah, we'll go in the back and, run it through the toilet or something first, But it wasn't him because I had to listen to him talk and I was like, that wasn't him. And I was like, yeah, this guy's, he's a piece of shit. So, that's just that you screw people like that. And you know what? I learned a lesson. I would never do that to the employees at my barbershop. I would never, why would you screw somebody over like that? I'm here to help you out.
Or at least forewarn them, yeah.
Right. Like he was just like, he just didn't want me working there. I'm like, he just hired me because I came out of high school, the program at the high school, Polaris, and it's just it's funny. There's a lesson learned, treat people how you want to be treated, and I always think about Slayer when we were on tour with them, like the first night, Tom Araya, cause he's like, you guys gonna eat? We played in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys, catering's up, go ahead and eat. I'm like, yeah. Like we're all like kind of just sitting there waiting. He's like, no, if you're hungry, eat, like they were so nice to us,
Dude, yeah, that tour, there's a lot of great firsts for us on that tour, but that was the first one where there was just full awesome catering every single night. And we're talking about the buffet stations.
Toronto.
But the thing is, the best thing is that I never saw Slayer in there once. The catering
they would go to McDonald's. They would go to McDonald's and eat. I'd see them like, where are they at? They're like McDonald's. They'd pull that bus through the drive-through. Or, whatever, and get McDonald's. They loved McDonald's. Kerry King loved Fridays. That was cool. They went to Fridays remember we were in Denver and went to Fridays with them, and the chef was buying shots for everybody, and we didn't realize that 1 drink equals 2 drinks out there, and we were really hammered.
Where?
In Denver. That was the worst hangover the next day.
Oh, wait, was that the day
yeah.
Oh, you peed in the elevator? Didn't you pee in the elevator?
Yeah. But you punched me, and we were punching each other in the face. I'm like, I can't feel my face. I'm like, hit me, and you slap me. I'm like, tell me if you could feel this, and like, we just kept on slapping each other. But the hangover I had that next day was, it was so bad. It was, Matt and I had to go do laundry. Remember that laundromat by the club?
Yeah.
We'd always go there.
Yeah.
We did laundry that day, and we went to Domino's Pizza. And it was like the first time I think I had Domino's Pizza. I was like, I need something to eat right now. Like, I'm going to throw up. So we got the Domino's Pizza. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was, I think we were at that hotel that was real close to that venue. What was that venue called? Oh, the Aragon or something?
Aragon, I think, is in Chicago. Let's see. There was the Blue
Fillmore.
Cat.
Fillmore.
Blue Cat, Blue North.
Blue Note, Bluebird, Bluebird Cafe.
Yeah, that was a small one. And then there was the
Ogden,
Fillmore.
Bluebird Cafe, and then the Fillmore. They all had noise restrictions.
That's right. I hate that.
Yeah. I think Big John always turned us up at the end of the night, though.
I think that'd have been like Wedge in that era.
Oh, well.
Or something, you know?
Probably.
Yeah, we didn't get Big John until like 2004 because we met him on that 2003 Pure Hatred tour, you know, or that stuff with In Flames and Soil Work.
Yeah.
He was out with In Flames as their monitor guy. So whatever year that was, probably 2003 or something, right?
What? With In Flames?
No, it had to be 2004 because...
Yeah, went to Japan.
Yeah.
We went to Japan in 2004, right? Machine Head. That was the first tour that Kevin did. Wait a minute. Ricky was before that.
We got Ricky because of the In Flames tour. We remember he was with Soil Work.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would have been like...
Really?
Had to have been late 03, 04, something like that. We probably only had Ricky for like a year.
Rob, why do you have such clean shoes? What did he say? Flink.
Oh, he would take my shoes and just, can I please like hit them or whatever? And he's like... Oh, he was a weird guy. You know?
Yeah, he was great, dude.
Yeah, but he was funny. I loved him.
Freaking him and Sven. Hey, Sven. Hey, Jim. Those guys were great. I mean, all those guys were great too. But like I just, you know, you just bro down with a few people and like, you know, like especially when you're on the same bus with them, you know. Hi, I'm Peter from Soilwork.
Exactly.
Are you from Sweden? He's like, yeah. Why? I'm like, because you sound like you're American. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was fun. All those guys are good guys.
Yeah, the first day arriving in Toronto, we picked him up to share the bus. Whatever. He's like, "Hello, I'm Peter from Soil." We have no idea.
Was it Toronto?
That's where we picked him up. They flew into Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah, because Yeah, and that was at that venue was pretty cool.
Was that the Opera House?
Huh?
The Opera House? Or no. I know what you're talking about. The bigger one. Yeah, that we played with Slayer. Yeah.
We played there a bunch of times.
I think that was the one. Isn't that the one? Sorry to bring this up.
Yeah.
Where your grandma passed.
Yeah.
I got you
what
drunk in the line. I still regret that. I was just trying to help though, but I realized you got way too messed up.
Yeah.
You took like a Vicodin and then we were drinking Jack Daniels or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, it'll help to just ease the pain, but I think you had a little too much or, you know, your tolerance isn't quite as high or something. And before you know it, you were an emotional wreck and drunk.
Oh,
you know?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
you smashed your bass on stage. And I'm pretty sure I still have that bass sitting over here.
Really?
It doesn't work anymore. Yeah.
What color was it?
It's like one of those brown PVC.
Really? Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell that the action's a little too low on this. So once we get it in the playing position, though, we'll fix that. I'll get it set up, then you'll play around on it, and we'll.
We still got to get my
adjustments.
tones in here. We got to set that up.
Actually, what I was thinking for us jamming the set is that because I'm just going to use my amp, we're going to wheel in that PV amp that you used before, and we're just going to use amps. So and that way you can plug your pedal board straight in and use the pitchfork, all that.
Perfect. Yeah, that buzz is weird though, because that was like, is that this string that's buzzing?
This
third sec. Oh wow, yeah.
It was the G right there, yeah. So I'm just gonna start by loosening the truss rod slightly because right now it's completely straight, which I like, but we can give it a little relief. But I'm gonna get this done up and then we'll do that.
Yeah, I mean this is it's funny with this guitar because it's like, you know, I'd like to switch it out if I have time, but like if we're you know, like I really don't need to, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like for practice next week, I'm definitely going over and playing this one, and I'm gonna bring the other one too, just to be safe. Just to be not to be safe, but just to see what it sounds like. Like we were talking about in that last video, I'm like, I don't know how it's gonna sound through my gear.
Exactly. You definitely want to play both basses in rehearsals just to get a feel for them. Make sure there's no problems, stuff like that. You know? So
right.
The two I plan to bring, you never know. Like halfway through the rehearsals, hearing it with everybody, I could be like, this one something's wrong. I know I still have time now to switch to another one.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing too about this guitar. I know this one's good. You know what I'm saying? Like this one's pretty much solid, and it's just that's the main guitar.
This one's still gonna rip.
Yeah. I'm excited to play it. I just, you know, today we'll play it and I'll just, you know, kind of get the feel of it. Mm-hmm. I just think at the end of the day, you know, what I want is a strong backup that's just as good as the main.
Of course.
You know, that's where we're at.
Of course.
Yeah, I want to watch that video, you and Monty, and I watched like, I don't know, maybe like the first like 10 minutes of it or something. I just, you know, you know, I mean, I really didn't give a shit too much about what you guys were saying. I wanted to hear what Monty was saying, you know?
He says a lot of good stuff.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I like how you posted that one video, though, of it. Like, whatever, like the excerpt from...
Oh, just a little short?
Yeah, a little short from...
yeah. But those type of things where it's just like people talking, you just got to put it on the background while you're doing something else. At least that's what I do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It is, yeah. But it's good. It's just... I hate that I got to catch up on stuff, you know? I'm like, well, just give me the brief, you know, the summary of it all.
You mean you don't spend all your time on social media?
No, I should. There's a lot of people out there that need to be, you know, just to talk to them about some stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're gonna listen to that trust.
Yeah, I wonder why it gets so.
Well, just because it hasn't been set up for drop C. It was probably quickly set up for E.
So I wonder how many of these people, when you buy a guitar in a what do you call it? You know, Guitar Center. You take it home. You're like, oh, this is cool. You put new strings on it. You're like, something's weird. Why doesn't this sound like it did when I bought it? You know, like.
Exactly. Which is why I make these videos for the maintenance videos for people to know how to handle that sort of thing.
When I bought my first PV guitar, I'll be honest with you, when the first time I changed strings and I was learning how to change strings on it, it just wasn't good after that. Like something was wrong and I couldn't figure out what it was. And
yep. And that's a deterrent for people to continue. People that are learning, I always recommend people don't get a Floyd Rose at first because it's a maintenance nightmare that you don't know what you're doing, so you just give up.
Yeah.
You know, rather than a fixed bridge or something, you know.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like, you know, I didn't know there was no videos back then. So like, you know, you're like,
exactly.
You know, why is this like this? And you run into somebody like, well, you know,
yeah,
we.
What kind of guitars did Ed play? Was he always playing?
He had
Les
a Kramer Focus.
Floyd or no? Did he ever play Floyd's?
No. Well, not back then.
Whammy bar shit?
No, he had. He did some work to the guitars though. He was pretty good with that stuff. Like he would do work with it. Like he would, you know.
Ed Gandolf, high school buddy of ours, almost joined Camiri. He was a consideration for us before DeVries. We were considering Todd Bell, DeVries, Ed Gandolf. He was the singer guitar player of Jim's first band, Sacrifix, that Mark was in for a a little bit. He was also the singer of High Point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mark, you, Drew, and
he was. I mean, one thing about Ed that was very cool was like I'll never forget. Like we went up to buy the single "Enter Sandman." They had the single cassette tape, and
who does that tune?
Huh?
Just kidding.
Oh, yeah. So we went up there to maybe it was Soundwaves. I think it was Soundwaves. Wait, it was either Soundwaves or Music for You. I can't exactly remember, but I remember going up to get the cassette tape. And we listened to it like maybe twice on the way back to his house. And by the time he got there, well, here's another thing too. He's probably listening to the song that we heard it on radio and MTV and whatever. Mm-hmm. But as soon as we got the cassette, we listened to it. And then by the end of that day, we were playing Enter Sandman. Yeah. So whatever day that single came out, what is it, August? No, the record came out like August 12th, 1991. But whenever that single came out was maybe like May or June of that year. It was in the summertime. And I just remember sitting there going like, oh my God. And then the record came out and I was like, the rest of the summer was like, I didn't care. I just want to listen to that record as many times as I could.
Well, sure. In my opinion, those are the best riffs. The riffs that people play in guitar centers. All right? Whether it's Enter Sandman, Sweet Child of Mine,
Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Smells Like Teen Spirit, yeah. Back in Black.
But there's always the chopped up versions of those. Is that
Stairway to Heaven. But I'm saying those type of riffs that people play, like for instance, who in a guitar center is playing of the Flame?
Yeah.
You know, people just that's even though that's a cool riff, it's not like one of those riffs.
Yeah.
And if you can have a few of those riffs, like Enter Sandman on your album, that's the difference maker.
I always think of my uncle taught me how to play Bonanza. He'd be like, like it was it. That's like he just knew how to do it on the open string, right? And it was like Twilight Zone for me was one of the first things.
Your Uncle Dave?
Yeah.
Plays an instrument?
He just knew that for some reason. He used to go to shows, his buddies' bands or something, and they would always like try to get in for free, and they would like they would bring in light bulbs. Like to the like we're bringing light bulbs for the band, and they would let him in. That was his thing. Yeah. So, that was kind of funny. But, yeah, we, like, where were we at with that before that? We were talking about what?
Popular riffs.
Yeah, like, Twilight Zone, which is very similar to, yeah, very. It's Twilight Zone-ish, just, you go back to those riffs, Smoke on the Water, those are easy riffs to play, but at first it wasn't. But if you can get through those riffs, you're like, wow. Well, we used to play, in high school, our high school, my senior year, we could play the Four Horsemen all the way through. That was an accomplishment. We'd play that. And
what guys?
Ed, me, Matt, Nemec, and Vasilio. Yeah, those guys. I mean, that was our thing. For Whom the Bell Tolls, Four Horsemen, Enter Sandman. We'd always play the beginning of Guns N' Roses. What's it called? The Terminator 2 soundtrack song.
Oh, You Could Be Mine.
Yeah, You Could Be Mine. We'd do that, and we'd always do a smoke break song. We would do it was an SOD song. No, it was an MOD song.
SOD?
MOD. I think it was Aren't You Hungry?
I don't know MOD or SOD, but supposedly Milwaukee Metal Fest, Jamie Josta's fronting like an SOD tribute or something? Or what's the deal with that? Because you know SOD, right? Will Scotty Ian be there, you think?
Yeah. He's playing, and then his son is playing drums.
Really? That's
and I've been watching them rehearse, and it's like, the kid's good, man. It's awesome. It's like, got me pumped up to watch it. I think there's some drama between Scotty Ian and Billy Milano, but like, I just think it's cool. It's it's gonna be fun to watch that. Like, I mean, remember meeting Billy Milano back in the day? He was loading our drums up. We played in Dallas, and he was like outside loading our drums up. Or you don't remember that?
No.
I'm like, dude, that's Billy Milano loading. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm just here to help you guys out, man. I'm like, he was awesome.
Sounds like a cool guy. Unfortunately, I couldn't pick Billy Milano out. I don't even know what he looks like.
Yeah. But it was cool, I remember that, and met Scott Ian a few times, but I'm excited to see them play as SOD, and it sounds like Jamie's gonna sing it pretty good, and it's like what are you supposed to say? I'm not in the middle of it. I don't care. I just want to that's the whole thing. I was telling a customer the other day about Pantera. We were talking about, he's just like, yeah, he's like, I don't know. I'm like, dude, listen, Zakk Wylde filled in for what's his name? Crazy Train. What's his name? Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads, yeah.
So he's the perfect guy.
Took over for.
After Randy. I mean, I know there was another guitar player. I think it was
Jakey Lee or no?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know the order.
Yeah, I know, but all I know is when Zakk Wylde went in there, I was like, this dude had to play Randy Rhoads riffs. So he's playing Dimebag riffs, and people want to see Pantera again. So I know there's a lot of people upset about the fact that they're playing. It's like, listen, man. I would love to see that. I mean, if I was at that show and Pantera's playing Walk, I would be like, man, I think I'm going to get in the mosh pit at 50 years old. I don't care.
I'm on that team, dude. People just want to hear the tunes, right?
Right. I mean,
Hey, check it out. So,
I say take that off.
Just that little adjustment. No more buzz. All set.
A little bit, but whatever. It's fine. Just kidding.
You'll see.
Is that the that little plate there? That's where the logo is.
That's the truss rod cover.
Yeah. Just make sure you bring a screwdriver for that show.
Mm-hmm. I'm about to hand you this. Actually, we'll tune it up and. That's Bakuza.
Is he calling?
He's just texting.
Is he? What, do you have a special ringtone for him?
No, that's my text message.
Oh, you just read it.
You don't have the same thing?
What, that tone?
Yeah, for your text messages?
Let me see what tone I'm using for my text messages. That. Yeah. I can do this one. Here's a good one. This one's really loud. Do you know what that is?
Knight Rider?
Yeah. Is that Chris?
I'm going to mute this.
Yeah. Should I mute mine?
No, it's okay.
I mean, don't you want to hear these phone calls?
Sure. Yeah, if a funny one comes through. Almost ready here?
Yeah. Let me know when you get that done because I can start showing you these riffs and we'll get them going, you know?
Just, this is like a little bit of olive oil on here, so yeah.
Corn syrup. Is there that sticker still on that Jackson part right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
You got to take that off.
Yeah, I love that color.
Look, yeah, you got the sticker there and there.
Oh, is that another one on there?
Yeah, you got to take those off. It just looks amateur to keep them on there.
Yeah. You don't like this state inspected on it?
Right. Unless you're curious in the future to know what state properly inspected this and you'd like to have that as future reference, then you're welcome to keep it on.
Yeah. Did you get your real ID?
I did.
I got mine too, but it's supposed to be in the mail. I'm supposed to get it, but I have the paperwork just in case.
I had to renew my license in January, so I just did it.
Yeah.
I also just did that TSA pre-check thing now, so hopefully I don't have to stand on the TSA lines.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Well, you will when it's an hour long.
Yeah. It's fine. It's a great, when we were leaving Miami, I was in that line getting in the pre-check, or not pre-check, but whatever, right? And I'm sitting in the line and this guy and his girlfriend were fighting. And he's just like, I paid for this ticket, we're going. She's like, I'm not going. She's walking away. I'm like, wow. I mean, she got in the line, but I'll tell you what, she wasn't happy. And that's got to be a hell of a flight.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it was like you that one time you had to go over to Europe for a press tour. You were on the plane and you just got off, right? Because you didn't feel right about it or something?
Well, here's the thing. It was taking forever to leave Cleveland because everything was closed. New Jersey was closed. Newark was closed because of President Bush or something was flying in there, right? So all of a sudden, we pull out. We're getting into the tarmac and we're sitting there waiting. Then they bring us back in. And I'm like, okay. And then we sat there for another half hour, 45 minutes, right? Then they're like, well, we're going to leave again. And then all of a sudden they open the doors like, hey, we're going to, anybody wants to get off, they can get off. I'm like, I'm out of here, man.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, dude, this is too much right now. Something's wrong.
Just all the preparation, though, to leave for Europe and then just to back out.
But it was only for the weekend.
Yeah.
We were only supposed to go over there for the weekend, so.
You prefer the weekends?
No. I like that. The guy, The Weekend. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know who he is.
Play it, see what it feels like.
I forget how that riff goes.
I don't know what song that is. Wow. Wow. Do you do the or not?
Which part?
Were you playing Year of the Snake? Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, dude, it'll be so loud. Your side won't even hear it.
You trying to justify to me about?
That's weird. I'm trying to hit this. So here I'm hitting that pickup.
Well, let's lower that. You don't even use that one anyways, right?
I use it as a thumb rest. Can we lower that though?
Yeah, for sure. Let me just finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll do
Wait, how do you lower that?
You just tighten those screws on each side. That's the pickup height adjustment.
Yeah, right there. That's cool. I didn't realize you can. Yeah, two different. EMG pickups. The EMG pickups. EMG. G.
Let me see that. I'll lower that pickup.
Yeah.
We'll just go in small amounts, and then you can.
So you just tighten it to go lower, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That should. I mean, you know what? That should be good. Do it on the same side. It'll be good.
You think?
Yeah. Is that back one? Yeah. You know what? Leave the back one. That's fine.
See if you want more or less. More. Or no.
That's good.
You sure? And while we're in rehearsals, if you decide it's still a problem, we'll lower it more.
Yeah, it's good.
What was that? Are you disappointed about something?
No, it's just I keep on hitting it. But here's the thing.
Oh yeah, that is a different configuration, huh?
Totally.
Why don't we just totally lower it more or something?
Is that gonna make a difference?
Again, if the sonics aren't an issue, then I don't know why
Well,
you don't just get it out of the way.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I mean, this is all different tones. I mean,
but I'm saying if you don't use that pickup for anything in the set, then
I don't have a switch on
its
here,
height
though.
doesn't matter.
There's no switch to the pickup, so they're both active.
Oh,
Unless there's a.
That's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting. Unless one of these controls it, we'll test that once we plug it in.
Yeah.
So, as of right now, what do you want to do?
I'm fine. It's fine. It's fine now. Yeah.
Yeah, because depending on how much clearance there is, we could almost make that flush. But you do like to have a little place where you can put your thumb, but we could probably lower it more.
No, that's a good. See, that's the thing. It's a good spot for my thumb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, was that Wander or Incubation?
Yeah.
I've been listening to the Skip Line record over the past couple of days.
Really?
Yeah. Louis is a co-pilot. Oh, and you guys start cracking up.
I can't remember.
Oh, R2.
Yeah. That's it, right?
Can't win. You can't win. You can't win. Yeah.
Wait. Something like that.
All right. So now we'll start jamming the set. So we're gonna bring in that PV.
Oh, we're gonna do that now?
And are you gonna want to stand or sit?
Probably the stool pigeon. Do you have to do another camera shot?
Like that?
Huh?
We'll just swap that out.
Yeah.
No worries.
Whew.
A little swampy.
No, not swampy at all. I mean, just some type of fan you could put on down here. 57 chair.
So you're gonna.
I'll probably do the stool.
And are you sure?
Yeah, because it's just probably easier.
All right.
You know.
Let's see if we can bring in that cab without disturbing this camera here. I don't know.
Yeah. Good idea. This camera.
We may reposition them once we get set up, anyways. But
oh shit!
You can do it.
Should move this chair?
Yeah. So you can go and put your pedal board in front of you there.
I think those are my backup strings in there. You can win. Oh. see how this works. Because I had to turn this bitch on. Let's see the battery life. Battery's full.
From the boat?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, that's the only problem. There's no... I could do it this way, but I need to see... Is this thing on? Is that the power back here?
I'd have to come look, so your guess is as good as mine at the moment. Just see if you can figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know, that seems like it's it. Did you plug it in?
Yeah.
It's a little out of tune, too.
How you doing? Is your tone okay?
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Have you seen that video where the guy goes for he's a guitar player and he's going for his guitar pick and he lays it right here. He's like, he has a spot for it on his desk and he lays it there. He turns his head for a second, it's gone. He's like, damn it.